Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Neil Mari. This is not a podcast. This is some real shit. Let's get into the video, man. Hope y'all enjoy this one.
No season morning in my leaf full of Barney. Teriyaki salmon with some fried calamari.
All right, so whenever I throw these shades on, man, we finna get into some real bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. We finna be honest. We finna be real, uncut, raw. So, yeah, Mama, if you watching this, I apologize in advance. But I learned this lesson from her. I ain't gonna lie. I learned this lesson from my mother. Crazy, ain't it? Man, stop letting her disrespect you, bro. Stop letting her call you any type of name. Stop letting her put hands on you. Stop letting her tell you ain't shit. Stop letting her grab you by the balls, man. And this episode is called Untuck Your Tail. What do I mean by untuck your tail? So I need y'all to take y'all manhood, right? If you want to or not, just so you know what I'm talking about. Take your manhood, push it between your legs and close your legs. What it look like? Look in the mirror and see what that looks like. Y'all did it yet? And you look like a woman, right? Untuck y'all tails. Let it hang. Stop letting her disrespect y'all. What you mean? Stop letting her disrespect me? What that mean? I'm saying don't let. It's just don't even pertain to just her. Stop letting people disrespect you. Stop letting anybody talk crazy to you. Stop letting any and everybody belittle you. But especially somebody that you're dealing with, especially somebody that you confide into. I would never tell y'all anything that I have not gone through myself. I would never give y'all advice on something that I have never lived through myself. I had to go through it. My tail was tucked at one point until my mama told me, untuck your tail. What are you doing? I was in a relationship, probably my first and only toxic relationship. Because it was one-sided toxic, then it became both sides. Because I decided to untuck my tail. And it just became dangerous after that. It was just too much. It became too much. I was that type of man, they teach everybody, happy wife, happy life. They teach everybody, submit to your girl. If you do whatever she wants you to do, your life would be good. Nigga, that was cap. That shit was cap. Because the second you as a man start being submissive, and then you decide you want to stand up for yourself, and you get out of line of their program, bro. Shit goes left. You get disrespected. My situation was, I'm over here, whenever my girl needed me to do something, I did it. Because I'm thinking, okay, whatever she needs, I'm going to get it done. But whenever it came to something that I wanted done, I'm not doing that. What type of girl you think I am? What type of B word you think I am? I'm not doing that. Dang, but I did these 30 things you needed me to do. Can you do this one thing? No. It came with attitude. It came with disrespect. It came with all that. And I'm over here like, dang, I'm trying to do everything that you need me to do. And I'm like, you know what? If you don't want to do it, I'll just do it. I'll just take care of it. And it got to the point where I'm like, bro, no matter what I do, it's always something. It got to a point I was doing all the things she wanted me to do, but yet I was still doing it wrong, apparently. And whenever I needed her to do something for me, it was, no, I'm not doing it. Or it was a lot of procrastination to the point I was like, you know what? What's the point of having you if I could do it myself? And it got to a point where I'm over here being such a yes man to her. I'm over here trying to do everything she want me to do. To the point I'm like, dang, you don't do nothing for me. So you know what? Let me see something. As this particular day, this woman needed something done for me. She needed help with something, right? But I had gave her a task. Like, you know, I need you to do something. I need you to do something for me. I don't like giving my real personal life up that much. So I do apologize if it sounds like I'm just jumping around. But, you know, I'm a very private person when it comes to my own personal life. But I will give y'all advice on certain things I've been through. So I asked her to do something for me. And I needed it done by a certain deadline. I needed it done within a week. 2 weeks later, it still wasn't fucking done. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck that. The next time she asks me for a favor, I'm not doing it. Because I can't get nothing done around her when I ask you to do it. So I'm not doing nothing else for you. Because it's getting to the point where I feel like I'm getting used. So this particular day, hey, I need a favor. Can you pay for this? Looked her dead in her soul and said no. She looked at me like, what you mean no? Because I ain't never tell her no. Because I'm thinking, you know, as long as she happy, I could be happy. That's cap. That's the biggest fucking lie anybody has ever said. Fuck that. Anybody ever tell you that? Your granddaddy tell you that? Your daddy tell you that? He lying. He's a liar. Whenever I throw these shades on, bro, I'm going to speak to y'all directly. So I finally said, man, no, I'm not doing it. You know what happened to me after that? You ain't nothing but a broke ass, bum ass bitch. If you was broke, just say that. If you ain't got no fucking money, just say that. Ain't that crazy? Taking care of everything for this woman, and now I'm a broke ass, bum ass bitch. And I sat there like, damn, what? I'm broke. You know, niggas, you can call me everything but broke. You know what I'm saying? I was like, broke. But nah, that bitch word, that's what struck me. I'm like, I'm a bitch now? And you know, men are taught, at least when other men spit on you, open hand slap you, or call you a bitch, you gotta kill him. You have to kill him. So if a man wants to do that to me, you gotta kill him. So when a woman do it, you like, what the fuck? Cause you ain't finna do all that. I'm not into, you know, domestic violence with women. You ain't finna slap her, beat her up, and don't do none of that. I ain't rocking with that. But when it come to that, I got called a bitch. I'm hurt. Cause I'm like, damn, I done did 1,000 things for you. And the minute I say no, you call me out my name. But I need you to do this one small task that you putting off. And you won't do that for me. So that's when reality started kicking in. I'm like, bro, she don't fuck with me like that. She not rocking with me. She not trying to be a team. She not trying to be my partner. She expect me to do every single fucking thing she demands. I'm not a player two. I'm player one. I'm not player two. I'm not a player two ass nigga. So I'm a little hurt. I'm sad. So I called my mom. And I'm just like, I can't believe this. You know, I'm over here doing all this stuff for her. And she called me a bitch. And I didn't know what to do. Because I was hurt. I'm like, damn, man, all I asked her to do was this little task. And now I'm a bitch. Now I'm broke. Now I'm this and that. I'm taking care of you. I'm a bitch now. And I said, these words right here, the title of this video. She said, son, you need to untuck your tail. Don't let nobody just call you that. Don't let no one. I'm like, but, no buts. You know what? Call her one back. Yeah, my mother told me to call her one back. She will deny this to the very day. She said, yeah, call her one back. And also tell her daddy one. So fast forward. one day, one particular day, we got into it so bad. She called me the B word. I looked her dead in her soul and said, nah, you a B word. That broke that woman's soul. She was shocked. She was like, what the? Because I'm such a nice person. I'm so nice. I'm so sweet. I'm non-confrontational. But, you know, people, these nonchalant dudes, we will let that shit build up. And then once it's time to crash out, we gonna go from 0 to 100 real quick. And y'all can relate on that. Y'all can relate. Anybody that's nonchalant can relate to that. We let shit build up and we gonna, when it's time to crash out, it's a nuke. Called her one right back. Called her one and told her daddy was one. And then that was the beginning of the end. Because we never saw eye to eye after that. It was never a peaceful moment after I decided to let my balls hang. I decided to untuck my tail. Because I wasn't just going for nothing. And then when it becomes that, it becomes a toxic relationship. It's like two alphas headbutting. And I tried to play beta. I tried. I didn't want to be a beta, but I tried because I was, you know, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, as long as she's happy, as long as I do what I'm supposed to do, she's gonna fall in line. That's not everybody. Some people just want control. Some people just want to disrespect you. Some people just want to talk crazy. So I'm telling y'all niggas, don't let her disrespect you. Don't let her call you a bitch. I also get it too. Some people, they just don't. I don't want to call a woman a bitch. That's not in my DNA. I can never, no matter how mad I get, I would never call a woman a bitch. Your favorite rapper do it. Your daddy probably called your mama one. Man, and for me, it wasn't just out of just to tear her down. It's just to let her know this how I feel. This is you doing it to me. And I'm a man. So I'm going to do it back to you to see how you really feel about it. And I promise you, it hurt her more than it hurt me. Of course I felt bad. You love somebody. You don't want to do all that. You don't want to go back and forth. You don't want to call them out their name. But sometimes you have to show a person better than you can tell them. Sometimes you got to... They teach you this in elementary school. Treat others the way you want to be treated. So if you calling me a bitch, I'm going to call you one back. You calling me one to make me less of a man, I'm going to call you one to destroy your ego. And for the man, you don't want to call nobody. You don't want to call her a bitch if she call you one. All right, then tell her, hey, your daddy a bitch. Your brother a bitch. Your granddaddy a bitch. Your uncle a bitch. You got to. That's the only way she's going to understand where you coming from. Of course, if I'm a hat and beat your ass, it's going to turn into all that, violence and hands. Once hands of the police get involved, bro, that relationship is done. You need to leave. I'm not saying don't put hands on her. If she start putting hands on you, bro, it's time to go. If she calling niggas to fight you, it's time to go. It's time to move on. It's time to move out that crib with her. It's time to break up, bro. It's time to leave. Once it gets to that toxic environment, bro, for your own safety, it's time to go. But you not finna leave without checking her ass. Also, with the respect thing, bro, it starts at the beginning of the relationship. So if y'all joking and playing, she's like, boy, you's a bitch. Check that shit. Like, nah, we'll play around, but don't call me that. Watch your mouth. If she get disrespectful the first time, check that shit the very first time. That's where I fucked up. I got called a bitch 20 fucking times before I decided to say something. Cause at first I'm like, bro, this don't bother me, but deep down it did. I'm like, man, it's just sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. Now them words was kicking my ass. And she's like, damn, am I a bitch for real? Does she not respect me? Am I not a man? If you letting that shit fly, bro, you not a man. If you letting her get away with saying crazy shit to you, you not a man. I'm sorry. I'm saying it. You letting your girl disrespect you, bro, you're not a man. Sorry. You can, I'm gonna just let y'all know, it'd be a point, depending on how deep the relationship is how you need to move accordingly. If y'all been locked in for years, of course y'all gonna get into arguments, y'all gonna get into shouting matches, y'all gonna get into fights, y'all gonna get into name calling, y'all gonna degrade each other to hurt the other person. Hopefully y'all in a mature relationship to where you don't have to go that far. But you know, if it's one of those relationships where y'all like to fight and then make up, which is, I'm not into that. Like, cause if we gonna fight and we gonna make up regardless, why are we fighting in the first place? And if we do fight, I get it, but let's not get it to degraded name calling. Cause you call me a name, I'm gonna call you a name. You get your daddy to try to beat me up, I'm gonna fight your daddy. I'm gonna swing on him too and tell him he raised the piece of S daughter. I'm gonna tell him. It's gonna get real, it's gonna get messed up. But we don't want to get to that point. Want to know why? Because you untucked your tail earlier. You untucked your tail before it got to the point where she talking crazy to you. Right? Right? I'm just saying that, bro. And the reason I say call her daddy a bitch. That's the first male she's ever met in her entire life. If she has a father. You gotta think about it. If she ain't got no daddy, then yeah, she probably got a brother or uncle. If she ain't got her daddy in her life, then if she had her father in her life, bro, most times he should be teaching her not to call a man out his name. I'm gonna teach my daughter to never put hands on a woman. I mean, my fault. Never put hands on a man. My apologies. I'll teach my daughter never put her hands on a man, because no matter how. Unless you Clarissa Shields, you hit a man and he hits you back, you're gonna lose every time. You can never call a man out his name. Like degrading, I'm like, don't call him a bitch. If he call you a bitch, walk off. If he gets to get mad at you, it's time to go. Call me or call the police. If it gets to that point. Teaching my son. Don't call a girl out. Don't let a girl call you out your name. And don't call her out her name unless she say something to you first. If she call you a bitch, say it back to her. Never, ever, ever put your hands on a woman unless it's life or death. If she got a knife to your throat, you better swing on that girl. And leave, run. That relationship is done. Because your life is it. And the fact you beat her up, yeah, you're cooked. Run. That's the only thing I'm going to teach my son and the only thing I'm going to teach my daughter when it comes to these relationship shits. She ain't allowed to put hands on a man or call him out his name. And if he call her whatever he call her, go. My son, don't disrespect the woman unless she disrespects you. And don't put hands on her. If she swing on you, leave. Hopefully that's what y'all teaching y'all kids. Hopefully that's what y'all telling y'all kids. If you telling your daughter that, hey, if that nigga do this, do that, you need to beat his ass. Yeah, you setting your daughter up for failure. Teach her to be a lady and teach your son to be a gentleman. And both of them not to take no bullshit from nobody. To know when they're in an environment that they're not welcomed in. Untucking your tail don't even have to just be when it comes to relationships. It can be at work. I was in the military 5 years. Like I said, I never tell you nothing I ain't never had to go through. I'm trying to break it down in terms where a person that didn't go to the military understand. I was in the Navy 5 years, so I would say my supervisor right over me. That's the way I'm gonna say it. I had a supervisor, and my job was to fill out this little paperwork, this pass down paperwork, this little book, basically, this maintenance pass down to say, okay, we did this for the night, and this one needs to get finished. And we pass it on to the day shift, right? You'll draw the lines. You draw the lines and set it up for the meeting in this little pass down book. My supervisor, I don't know, he was going through something. He was showing up late. He just had an attitude. But yeah, like I said, I kept my composure. I would keep doing my part of my job and then give him the notebook. He'll grab it, this and that. But he'll have an attitude. But I kept it cool. But I was like, man, this dude is getting a little out of pocket with his attitude. I don't know what's going on in his personal life. He needs to quit. He needs to quit taking that shit out on me. So one particular day, buddy decided he wanted to, I did my little pass down shit. I tried to hand him we came in late, tried to hand him the book for the meeting. This grown ass man, like I was in my early 20s. This man looked me up. He looked me up and down. Like he didn't know who the fuck I was. Like what the fuck? Like he looked at me up and down. And I lost it. On my supervisor. Like military, it's all rank based. It's certain people you don't disrespect. But at the end of the day, outside of that uniform, I'm a human. Outside of that work environment, you're a human. You're a human before anything. He looked me up and down and brushed me off so disrespectfully, bro. I tossed that book into the wall and I walked the fuck out. And he was like, hey, what are you doing? I ignored that man. And I left for about an hour. I said, man, you got me fucked up. Like I said, I'm nonchalant, I'm quiet, but I let the shit build up. I let it build up. And it got to a point where I'm like, hey man, fuck you. You got me fucked up. You ain't finna look at me up and down like I did something to you because you upset about whatever going on in your life. You're not finna disrespect me like that. I left for an hour and I got something to eat. I kicked it with the homies, walking to other people job sites. Chilling. Cause I'm like, bro, I had to calm down before I had to put hands on this grown ass man. It was to that point. I came back to the shop, I sat down. I chilled about 5 minutes and he brought me outside. He's like, let me talk to you for a minute. I ain't know how I was gonna go. I didn't know if I was gonna have to spaz out again or if I was gonna chill. I was trying to be on the chill side only because I respected the rank. I respected the time he put in the military. I respected that, but I just did not respect the human aspect of what he did to me. We walked outside. He talked to me. He's like, you know what? You throwing that book against the wall is wrong. He said that. But he said, I do apologize. I made you react that way. I shouldn't have. I've been fucked up. I've been going through some shit for the past week or two. I shouldn't have did that to you. I shouldn't have disrespected you. He admitted he was wrong as a man. To where I apologized to. I was like, you know what? I shouldn't have threw that book. I probably should have just calmed down. But I explained, I'm like, you've been some type of way towards me every morning. And I didn't do nothing. He apologized. But after I spazzed out that one time, he ain't never do that shit ever again. When I decided to untuck my tail and tell that nigga he had me fucked up, basically, sometimes you gotta spaz out on your boss, man. Sometimes you gotta spaz out on your girl. Sometimes you just gotta let motherfuckers know not to play with you like that. Sometimes you gotta let a motherfucker know, like, yo, you got me fucked up. You not finna disrespect me like that. You not finna talk to me any type of way. Untuck your tail, gang. Your girl talk crazy, untuck it. Tell her, you got me fucked up. It shouldn't be tucked anyway. You shouldn't have to untuck it. That shit should already be hanging. But I appreciate my mom for that. Like, yeah, untuck your tail. I'm like, when somebody got me messed up, I check them. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. Ever since she told me to untuck your tail, I never tucked that motherfucker ever again. If I'm dealing with somebody and they do something slightly disrespectful, I'm like, hey, don't do that again. They try to, they won't even like it. You gotta let them know, don't do that no more. I don't play like that. I don't mean to fuck up the mood of what you got going on, but you not finna disrespect me. You gotta let some people know. Sometimes you gotta let a motherfucker know they daddy a bitch. They uncle a bitch. They grandpa a bitch. Sometimes you gotta let them know. Sometimes you just gotta let them know. Sometimes you gotta tell them that they a bitch. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your legacy. Cause I ain't gonna lie, if you tucking your tail, you only gonna teach your son how to tuck his. And he gonna teach his son how to tuck his. And he gonna teach his son how to tuck. Your whole lineage full of tail tuckers. I'm sorry, my lineage ain't tucking tails around here. My brother's not finna tuck their tails around here. My kids not finna tuck their tails around here. My grandkids not finna tuck their tails. I ain't saying be rude to everybody, be disrespectful to everybody. You know, understand authority. Some people have more authority over you, but I said when authority gets disrespectful, like when you think about the police, when the police do a little extra than what they supposed to do, that's what I'm talking about. If somebody get out of line, then you like, hey, you got me messed up. I respect your rank, I respect your authority, I respect this and that, but you got me fucked up right here. This is where you're going too far. You got a boss that's talking crazy to you, telling you ain't shit. If he get all right, you're a little lazy. You're not doing your work right. You ain't stocking them shelves correctly, or something like that. You ain't frying them fries. I don't know what type of jobs y'all got, but I'm saying if you ain't doing something correct and he check you about it, all right, humble yourself. Like, you know what, you right. Step it up. But when it comes to personal attacks, like you was a lazy ass bum, huh? You gonna be broke your whole life, like shit like that. When they get to trying to diminish your character, check a nigga. Check a bitch. That's what I'm trying to teach y'all. Check that motherfucker at the door. Because the second you be like, all right, I guess I am a bitch, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. And as soon as you stand up for yourself, I'm like, what the fuck? Who the fuck you think you is? You stand up for yourself now? Who you think you are? Who you think you is? So, like, I'm trying to untuck that tail, gang. Untuck that tail. Don't let her disrespect you. Don't let these people disrespect you out here, man. And that's all the time I got for y'all today, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. My name is Nell Mari. Make sure you like, subscribe. And yeah, man, I'll catch y'all in the next one.